Alright guys, it's Parker again. This video is going to be on how to deploy Cockpit within a 22.1 Kinetic Kudu full VM image on the Threefold Grid. To do that, we're going to come to the hub. We're going to grab the 22.1 full VM image, which currently the only one I know of is under scott.3bot. We're going to copy that link address. We're going to come over here to the play. I'm on the testnet here because my node that I like to use for this is on testnet. We're going to rename this one the cockpit setup. We're going to choose other for our VM image. We're going to paste that link we just copied there. Now we're going to go ahead and leave this just as it is. I do want to go ahead, come over here, throw a disk on it. It's not required, but just for some functionality demonstrations, I'm going to leave that on there. Then you're going to hit deploy. This does take just a couple minutes. I'm going to show you guys some other tools that make this very, very easy that we can use while we're doing this. The first one's going to be WSL. You get that on your Microsoft Store, and you just search Ubuntu on there and you can install it. That gives you a Linux terminal within Windows so that you can do your SSH steps. The other one's going to be Winscp. This makes file management on the node incredibly easy, and we're going to be showing you a little bit about how to use that. Winscp does use PuTTY key files. I have another video up that shows you how to convert your RSA key into a .ppk that works with Winscp and PuTTY. But yeah, once we get this deployed, we will get SSH'd in here. This usually just takes a couple minutes. I enjoy doing this, guys, real time. I want you guys to see how, kind of basically simple this can be. I know sometimes that can be a little frustrating. I did just see that the VM pull an IP address off my router, so it shouldn't be far. Yeah, something else I wanted to show you guys just while we're here. Just a quick tour of the hub. Guys, if you're looking for an image, you can always come in here and check out some of the developer stuff. There's some people that commonly have stuff that you won't find other places. Waynan's got a ton of different images in his spot. And all of this stuff is just open for the public, so you can really just kind of explore and see what everybody's up to. It really just embodies the decentralized nature of the project. Alright, and we're deployed. So we're going to go ahead and grab this IP address. And we're going to go ahead and use PuTTY for this, just because I feel like that's something that a lot of people like to use. So we're going to put that IP address there. We're going to come down to SSH, expand that out, go to auth, allow agent forwarding, our PPK file of our RSA key, open that up. There we go. It kind of hangs a little bit when you open them. Go to session, and we'll go ahead and open our session. Accept that. We're going to log in as root and authenticate. So this gets us into that VM that's running 22.1 Kinetic Kudu. Obviously from this interface there's not a whole lot of functionality. It can be a little bit frustrating to use things here. So let's go ahead and install Cockpit. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an apt update to pull all of our updated package lists. Alright, then we're going to do an apt install Cockpit. Hit yes. This is a fully automated process, guys, so there's not a whole lot of setup that you're going to have to do here. This is going to create the Cockpit sockets, the web interface, and everything for you, so that all you have to really do is type that apt install Cockpit and then turn it on. Usually only takes a couple minutes. It's going to be dependent on what node you deploy on and how fast the connection is. 219 here has a 5 gigabit connection. In function, it usually gets about a symmetrical 3 gigabits, so it does things pretty quickly. So now we're going to do system control, enable. Cockpit.socket. And system control start cockpit. And then I actually don't typically have to do this, but it's good procedure. Go ahead and do a UFW allow and 9090. Now by default, when you deploy, your VM does not allow password logins on the root account. So we're going to do user add or add user. Hold on. User add Parker. Sorry, I guess you need to specify the username there. As you can see, why we would want to be out of the command line and into a GUI interface for those of us that are not Linux experts. And then we're going to want to make that user. So then we're going to do set a password on that account. So we'll do password Parker. And then we're going to want to add that user to the administrators group. So user mod dash little a big G sudo Parker. And this is just kind of a workaround to get you in so that you can use the web interface. I do suggest that you get your public key properly set up so that you can log in with both your password and it verifies your public key. But now you will just come up here, go to 162.255.240.135, which was the public IP address of our workload, 9090. You're going to get an error about the cert because it's not signed. And we'll be able to log in here. Parker S. Oh, did I set that? Was there a capital S in that? No. It wasn't an S at all. And then that's going to bring us into the GUI interface of our workload. You can see that right now we're running in limited user mode. We can hit turn on administrative access and it's going to ask us for our password. My absolute favorite part about this, guys, is now from any browser on any computer, you can manage your workload by coming down here to the terminal. This is not going to work until you have a public SSH key allowed. So for example, we'll come over to root here and we will uncheck that. Okay, let's just go ahead and add our public key here. So you're going to come to your SSH folder, take your public key, open that up. Remember guys, this is your public key, not your private key. Do not open up your private key and paste it here. Pub file, public, only ever share your public. And hit add. And that's going to add that in there. Now if we come back down here, hit reset. Now we'll be able to log in and we can do a sudo su. And now you have full root access on your user account. You do have to have that public key enabled. Obviously there's some work that could be done here on setting this up and getting everything working. My next video is going to be how to get your software updates working. They don't work in this default deployment, but we are going to get there in the next video. I hope you guys enjoy watching this and enjoy using Cockpit on the Ubuntu images on the Threefold Grid.